Good morning, walkers, and welcome to Santa Catalina Island off the coast of Long Beach, California. It is 8 a.m., 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius, a beautiful day in middle March. You can see that there's some activity going on here. There's not much. We're looking into the sun here. I just want to spin around and see some of the stuff going on. This person is loading some nets or ropes or something. You got the island, the mountains over here. We're going to swing around again. Sorry about this. Then we'll get started with our walk. I promise. There's a cruise ship waiting to come into port. They were here last night, or another one was. You can look down and see the kelp or something growing down in here, and some folks fishing. My name is Henry. I will be your proxy walker today, your virtual travel guide. Although I like to remind people, as I grab my coffee here, I'm not really a guide as much as a co-discoverer. We're starting out here at the ferry terminal. You can tell I need my coffee. In this little bay here in the little town of Avalon. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Catalina that I have learned in the last 18 hours that I've been here. Total population is about 4,100 of the island. Avalon's 3,900 something. So not a lot of people live out here, and obviously it's like a 10 mile by 22 mile island. Almost, as I said, almost everybody lives here in Avalon, permanent residents. Most of the island is administered by the Catalina Conservancy. It is part of Los Angeles County, and you might see a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Jeep down here. Access to the rest of the island is somewhat restricted for non-residents. There's another little area called Two Harbors down on the isthmus that has a couple hundred people or 100 people. But contrary to what we're seeing up here, the vehicle access to the island is restricted, so it's a foot ferry out here. In fact, there's a 14-year wait list to get a car out here, from what I understand. And I can only imagine how much the fuel prices are. So a lot of people ride bikes and golf carts and little mini cars. You can see it's got a very Mediterranean feel here with the houses built up on the sides of this mountain. I didn't read about where they source their fresh water. I'd be curious to know that. It's a pretty dry place here, despite the greenery here and being right next to the ocean. We're not going to go out that way. It looks like a cool walk, but we're going to go through town. As I sort of ramble on about what I know and a little bit about what I don't know, and some stuff we're going to discover this together. Good morning.
How are you?
Good, thanks. Good. One of the things I like to say is please subscribe and like, but most of all comment. I love getting your comments. I love hearing some corrections, some things that I didn't get at all. We're going to make our way. The plan is to go over there to that round building. And I appreciate hearing your memories too, and sort of your experiences if you've been to Catalina or someplace similar, someplace it might remind you of. We are in a Mediterranean environment here, which is a ecosystem or eco-zone, kind of a climatic zone, I guess. I mentioned we're here at the ferry terminal. There's 3 or 4 a day. 1 million people come out here every year, tourists like me. Not so many right now, and I will say that we spent the night last night, and a nice little hotel, and it got so quiet. It was hustling and bustling during the day. Not so bad, but a lot of people. And then as soon as I think the last afternoon ferry went away and people went back out to the cruise ship. Having some trouble with my words today. Things got really quiet. We had a nice dinner. See, this is, I forget what park this is, but there's a lot of places for kids to hang out and do their thing, burn off energy before getting on the ferry, if you're waiting for that. There's one of the many golf carts there. Veterans Park. What else? Beautiful, quiet morning. Oh, it's so nice out here, guys. Just love it. Except for the rattle and hum of the vehicles going past as things wake up this morning. I do love watching a place wake up. It's, I told you the temperature, told you the time, all that fun stuff. Oh, there's a lookout cottage up there, kind of a neat little architectural place. It's a neat little building. You can see it from pretty much everywhere in the harbor. Knabe Park or Nabe Park here. Little volleyball and basketball court coming up. And then Catalina rentals over there, so you can rent golf carts, you can rent bicycles, paddle boards, you can go on kayak tours or glass bottom boat tours. There's even a submarine tour. We'll hopefully get a better look at the submarine when we get around the corner. You can see more of these villas clinging to the side of the mountain. So Catalina was used by native peoples and I think fur trappers and some other folks, maybe some gold prospectors. I don't think they ever really found anything, or else this place would be completely different. Pardon me. And then in the 1920s, one of the Wrigleys of Wrigley Chewing Gum came out and started to develop the island as a tourist destination. And he built the casino that we're headed towards and a bunch of other things. Morning. So we'll see. You can see that. There's a mansion up at the top, the Wrigley House. I don't know if that's it or not, but somewhere up there around here is the Wrigley House and a botanical garden. So we're going to try and find that later today. You see, of course, the requisite t-shirt shops. There's ice cream shops and a ton of restaurants. It's really kind of nice. And then you've got a couple little sort of faux beaches, F-A-U-X, and then over there is an actual beach. They've had some issues with, as you might have guessed, from a place that was developed in the 20s and 30s, 100 years ago essentially, some sewer line issues in the early 2000s, and they've been working on that and have come a long way, I believe, for getting the water cleaned up out there. So I believe it's safe to swim. We're going to take a spin around here. Oh, this Pancake Cottage. That sounds delightful. There's the Catalina Conservancy. They run Jeep tours, 4x4 Hummer tours into the interior of the island, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. I saw this today, the City of Avalon public paddleboard storage. I think, since these are all locked up, that that's just the storage is public, not the paddleboards. So private paddleboard owners can store their paddleboards there. How are we doing here? I don't want to spend too long. We might break this up into two videos, but I'm not sure yet. There's no smoking down here, which is nice. No bird feeding. We're gonna, I think we're gonna continue along on this hike. We'll just go along the frontage of this sort of pedestrian area along the front here. And then if we do another walk, we'll go back into some of these side streets and sort of loop around back and forth. or some variation on that, I guess. What else you got? You got a lot of hotels here, which is great. Several of them have sort of interior courtyards, which are sort of sheltered from the sun, and the one we're staying at has a nice little fire pit to sit near, and coffee in the morning. And so we'll go out on this pier, which is also where the information place is. This is Scoop's Homemade Ice Cream. We haven't eaten there, but we have gone down to Larry's and gotten ice cream there. It's quite good. This is Catalina Avenue if you're following along on the map. So Eric's here on the right was quite hopping yesterday. They bring out stools and you sit at the bar here, which looks like fun. Here's the information center, visitor center. You can go in there, find out about tours, get some maps, all that fun stuff. Very nice people in there helping out. We're just gonna walk out here to the end of the pier and back, take a look. Hey, it's a pretty sweet electric utility thing. I don't know if you can see out there. We'll get closer, but there's a orange, yellow, orange, and black. I guess yellow or orange boat out there, and that's the submarine. Semi-submarine, glass bottom boats, inside interior tour. Catalina Adventure Tour kiosk here, if you're interested in that sort of thing. And then diving and snorkeling, of course, as you would expect on an island. Parasailing. Fish and chips. Heck yeah. You can see that cruise ship anchored. It doesn't look like it's actually anchored, but maybe they're just sort of using engines to keep static. What a serene, quiet view. That is nice. We're going to keep going here in a second. There's a submarine to the right of the round building, which I think is the theater and casino. A lot of really nice boats out here. I'm not sure what this Can-Do is doing. Looks like they're sort of a utility situation. Little harbor patrol. And here's a pretty good view of the waterfront in here. And you can see the rolling hills as we get near this vent. It's really a beautiful and scenic area. Almost harkens back to like pirate days or something. Okay, so wildlife, of course there's a lot of bird species here. I think there's 20 some odd endemic species that are here year round. And then a lot of oceanic pelagic type species. There are like 5, what the article I read said was, I forget exactly the term they used, but basically animals that are native here. There's a fox, a couple mice, a shrew, and one other, a ground squirrel, a subspecies of ground squirrel. And then there's some introduced species. Hi there. Some introduced species such as bison, which is the most famous. They were brought out in the 20s and 30s for a film shoot and were never taken away. And they've gotten up to 400, they're around 150 yet right now. I don't know how they control their population. I have to imagine, knowing what I know about bison, that they're not wrangled up and sent off to a farm in the country, if you know what I'm saying. But I don't really know, so please, if you know, fact check me in the comment section below. You've got brew houses, Blue Rose, Steve's Steakhouse, Buoys and Gulls, Catalina Island Surf Company, all sorts of fun stuff. Hotels, Hotel Mac Ray. I gotta get rid of this coffee cup so I can better film for you guys. I will say also lots of trash containers to keep the trash and recycling where it belongs. Also seen a lot of people out walking their dogs, and that's always something I like. It's sort of an indicator that people live here. It's a community. I don't think we saw one lady with a tiny little dog on the ferry out, so I assume these are locals. Kind of wondering if you're Catalina local, what do people do here that live here full time? If you don't have a boat, I have to imagine that the options are sort of limited. Another thing you can do is popular is hiking and backpacking. And you are supposed to get a permit from the Conservancy to do that. I don't know what the cost is, if any, but it's possible. And in fact, you can hike the length. There's a trail that goes the length of the island. The island is 22 miles long. I read the trail is 35. So I don't know how those numbers sync up somehow, but I'm just relating that. And it's obviously at 35 miles, it's a multi-day hike, backpacking thing. And I think you want to carry plenty of water. Here's Sailor's Delight ice cream. And I think I guess it's a block. We missed Larry's. This is a fun little place to come. It's Antonio's. The food's adequate. The views are awesome. Those umbrellas go up, protect you from the sun. You're right next to the water. It's really nice. We've got all these tiled and stucco walls and benches and fountains and flower pots. There's one that's not operating. Excuse me. A lot of people out here exercising this morning. You've got the Island Spa right there. That looks pretty fancy and nice. And then the Belanca Hotel. And the brown wooden one with the decks is the Hotel Metropole. There's, I think it's the Avalon Hotel or something, also a very nice one down one of the side streets. Got all this lush plant life. Some public restrooms. That's always nice. I love these buildings, old buildings built over the water, those pilings. This is the Tuna Club of Avalon. I believe this is a fishing club. Modern big game sport fishing. Oh, what a classic old building. And I believe I spoke to someone that was tying flies for us on my other channel. Got a lot of channels. The Weekly Fly, which is about fly tying. And I believe the Tuna Club hosts a tournament using classic fishing equipment. So old rods, bamboo rods and reels and silk lines and all that fun stuff. I always kind of wanted to do a film on that, a little documentary. Maybe I still can someday. You can see a sign here that says falling rocks, danger. In the hillside here, must be a constant challenge. This looks like, I don't like limestone, but I'm not sure what it is. It's another one of these awesome buildings. Catalina Island Yacht Club. Very cool. Founded in 1924. So this used to be a sort of a playground for the rich and famous as well. Come out here and, you know, back in the day it's probably a little more elitist to get out here, although they did run island ferries. Lots of old photos from the 20s and 30s are used as decor. Those tiles, that's pretty cool. I guess I'm a little surprised we haven't seen any sea lions on some docks or something. Although maybe there's plenty of other places that are less busy and less fussy to go around, go spend their time. Just give you another view back at there. So this is a theater and casino. You can take a tour of the Catalina casino. For whatever reason, my phone is not opening up the wiki page. From 1929, Art Deco style. And that's about all I could get before the wiki shut down. We'll take a little circumnavigation of it. One of the cool things up here are these tile murals. Take a look at those. There's like 7 of them, I think. Look at those chandeliers. Here we go. Maybe 9. Ooh, even more. All, of course, marine themed. And then you can see these doors as well, kind of that style of gilt and ornate carving. Playing some music in the background, some 1920s and 30s styles. I don't know how much you guys want to see these. Find them mildly interesting. The effect of it, of the entire effect, the sum of its parts, is pretty cool. I will say that. There is definitely a retro feel about this whole area. Nice little open space. So we'll go around here and then we'll continue on. There's a beach club down to our left. Oh, look at this. That would be cool up there. You can see why it would be a nice place to hang out up there. Hang out at the casino or the club, and we'll get a better look here when we're not looking straight into the sun. And have drinks out on that awesome veranda. Looks almost like a fortress. That's probably by design. Some dive company here with some wetsuits and tanks. There. It is, yeah. It's a little Osmo, DJI Osmo gimbal. Yeah, sorry. Woo. Got to show off the gear for a walking channel. I always forget to say city walks. But sorry about that. I do like to, people are curious and I like to engage with them instead of just being someone that's filming them. Gonna look up here. Very Moorish, I would say, having not been to Spain ever and seen actual Moorish architecture. Got some gulls. I bet you your California gulls, or I think that's what that red dot says. It's sort of a, I believe, a breeding thing, maybe. Hey guys, pretty. Seagulls get a lot of bad rep because they could be a pain, but they really are pretty birds. We're going to swing around here in a second and see this thing. There's this cruise ship, but we're going to see this building. There. Here we go. I mean, come on. That's awesome, right? Who wouldn't want to sit up there with cocktails and music playing? Although it could be even cooler if there were windows in there. I'm sure there's a reason there aren't. Very cool. Love it. Hear the flags flapping. Very cool building. You can see that building up near the top that I was talking about earlier. There's a roadway going up there. I believe actually the Wrigley place is back up this main valley. Now that I recall, look how clear this water is. Sorry, I'm easily distracted by interesting things that I want to share. There were a couple going out to snorkel off to the left earlier. You can see why it would be nice to check out. A good place to snorkel, how clear this water is. Apparently the inside of the theater is pretty ornate as well. It's been maintained in its original design. Some storage down here, people using these for their dive businesses or gift shops. Or both. There's another public restroom off to the left. Morning.
Morning. Come on.
Happy little dogs. And we're gonna go up here on the road. No, we're not. What are we gonna do here? We're gonna go up here and then we'll go down to that beach club. I think we're going to take the road. No, we're going to go back down, and take the pedestrian walkway. Oh, a little red-headed woodpecker, or some kind of woodpecker, just on that column. And here's another one up here. Probably can't see. We'll see if he'll right about there. It's a big guy. Oh, there he goes. Excuse me. There is also, I see a sign for it, an aerial adventure course, and a series of zip lines that you can do. We have not done those. It's the kind of place where if you come here, you need to bring your money, because pretty much most of the things you can do are going to cost you some money. That's the economy here. Except for hiking, of course. And I don't know if you can bring a bike out or not. I didn't see anybody with them on the ferry, but that doesn't mean that isn't to say that it can't be done. Seems like it would be the type of thing that tourists might want to bring. What a beautiful, beautiful morning. This is the Descanso Beach Club coming up. You can see the road kind of goes up to the top of that outcrop. Maybe not the top. Oh. Thought it was raining, but there was like a broken pipe or something spraying up into the air. See the water coming up and splashing on these rocks. This looks like they have been either placed here or fixed here by cement to prevent erosion. Looks like a lot of canvas and teak at the beach club. Very classy. Oh, there's a sea lion or a seal on the beach up there. There's a sort of an orange pail that someone's put out, I think, to warn people. So if you look down here, I think that's a harbor seal. If you look down there, midway, 2/3 down the way to the beach, there's an orange bucket. To the right is a seal. Fussing about. Here's the beach club, lots of kayaks and that sort of thing. I don't know what the story is on the beach club, but it really is pretty and classy. And thank you guys for joining us. We're gonna wind this up here. A beautiful, beautiful morning here in Catalina, Avalon. One of the Channel Islands, I guess. Beautiful, beautiful place. I'm gonna try and maybe, I don't know where my battery's gonna last or not, but I'm gonna try and do another walking video of town here in just a moment. So keep an eye out for that, depending on the battery, of course. And we will see you again soon. Hope you guys take time to leave comments and tell your friends and all that fun stuff. But mainly, come back next time. And keep on stepping, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.